What they're going through. That system is moving up toward the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, but nothing for us in terms of severe weather threat for the near future. We will see a front that approaches for Friday. May see a few isolated strong storms, but the risk here is usually pretty low. But for the next few days, we're going to be flirting with records once again. Today's high of 83 degrees tied the record at Kenner. Still pretty warm, humid. Dew points, though, not as bad as we were a few days ago in the 60s. Still on the muggy side, 79 degrees our current temperature. And we also had a bit of a breeze, at least more sunshine today, and southwesterly winds at 15 miles an hour. As I mentioned, today's high tied the record of 83 that was set all the way back in 1962. Our morning low of 71, again, running above the average high for this time of year. Now, the front that's on the way for Friday, not going to be a chilly air mass. As a matter of fact, what it will likely do is help to get our temperatures to where they're supposed to be, out of the upper 70s and low 80s, which is where we are right now. Now, as you look at the wider map across the region, it's hard to find. There is a front nearby. As far as the temperatures go, not really apparent. When I switch over to the dew point map, it's obvious where that front is. The good feel air has spread across most of northern and almost central Mississippi. Didn't quite get to southeast Louisiana, or north central Louisiana. Didn't quite get to southern Louisiana. We are going to see that front, though, by Friday, which will move through. Winds are breezy and at times gusting almost 30 miles an hour. Winds are going to be diminishing during the overnight and into the day tomorrow. Far less wind, maybe an occasional breeze here and there, but not as windy as it was today. The upper disturbance I was talking about that brought in the severe weather across the plains, here it is now with storms up across the now Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. That little feature is moving on. We're waiting for another deep upper trough. This next upper feature is likely to be one much farther south, so we will see a better chance for storms and maybe some strong to severe. But also notice, as you watch this upper low, note the colder air associated with it. Even though the main energy looks like it'll start lifting away from us, we will get into some cooler air, but really more seasonal air as we head into Friday and the coming weekend. So temperatures are going to be knocked down to where they're supposed to be. Upper 60s, lower 70s, less humid, and morning lows a little cooler into the 40s and 50s. Here's that active system right now. There is some cold air associated with it as you cross into Canada on the northern side of that upper low. It's heavy snowfall. We are on the tail end of that front, which will basically dissipate before it really does anything for us. And again, the drier air stays to our north, and that's where it's going to remain. We'll likely start to see a little more cloudiness as we head into Wednesday, and I do bring in maybe a 20% chance for an isolated shower or two. The best chance of rain, though, is going to be on Friday. The exact timing with this next stronger front is still a little bit in question. Right now, a lot of the models indicating this won't get here until after midnight Thursday into early Friday morning, and possibly wrapping up before or right around daybreak. So if we do see any rain or storms with the front at the end of the week, it does look like it'll be well after midnight Thursday and before daybreak on Friday morning. So most of the day Friday looks like it'll be chilly, windy, but mostly dry. And as I said, that far out, we start to see a highlighted risk of severe weather right now. The possibility of us being placed under a slight risk, a level 2 threat, is looking more and more likely, with possibly a level 3 risk just up to our north. So as we get closer to Friday morning, that forecast will be a bit more fine-tuned. But right now, with those storms, we're looking at a slight possibility of some strong to severe. Next several days, warm, humid, and relatively dry. That big drop in our temperature and our better rain chance comes in late Thursday, early Friday. Most of the day Friday will be dry. So if you're up early enough, maybe you'll see the rain and thunderstorms, but most of the day will be on the drier side. And kind of a all over temperature-wise, might be in the lower 70s early, and then with the colder air moving in, may just stay in the 60s much of the afternoon. 40s and 50s for our mornings both Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful weekend with high temperatures upper 60s, and that good feel air continues into early next week.